Welcome back, everybody, to a video that actually wasn't supposed to be a video, but it ended up being a really interesting find. Shout out to this challenge. Somebody said raid with just grenade launchers. I mean, okay, it's kind of a weird challenge, but sure, I guess. I feel like this is worth discussing because this is huge. So, as always, if you haven't already, consider subscribing, join my Discord, follow my Twitter, and go to my TikTok because TikTok is way more fun than LDW YouTube. As always, yes, let's get into this actual video. Let's get the usual stuff out of the way first. Number one, this stuff is all public information. If you want to go find the original source and comb through it for maybe something I missed, feel free to do so. It is all publicly available by LDW themselves. This is not a leak. This is not any of that. This is all publicly available from Last Day on Earth and is all interpretations based on said information. With that all said, let's get into what was actually exposed. On Kafir Support's website, they have links for guides that'll sort of help you out and explain the season if you don't watch LDW YouTube. Now, no, I would recommend watching LDW YouTube over the guides, but the guides do provide some interesting insights. So, I've been dancing around it for a little while. Let's put up the screenshot right there. The events calendar has a couple more events than we currently see in the game. Now, let's take first notice. This Tuesday 125, that lines up with Tuesday, January 25th. I don't think Last Day on Earth is planning the events calendar for X number of years from now. Chances are this is an old screenshot from January 25th, but the update wasn't even necessarily out by then. So odds are this was when Kafir was working on the update themselves. We can see that these dates stretch all the way to January 31st, and the Lunar New Year event ends on February 1st, which is just prior to the update being released. We know that this does not coincide with the official release that we all have, with Lunar New Year being ending on the 15th. So we do know that this is not a date of what's coming. Rather, we're looking at this more so with what's available. Again, the LDW realism filter. So I guess we'll start from the bottom and work our way up. We can see that down at the very bottom, it says Weekend Rush, and you can sort of make out those last few words. Bravo, I would assume that says. It's cut off right there, but I think we can reasonably infer that's Bravo. We can see that it's gold highlighted and it's different than the Weekend Rush Alpha above, which is highlighted in blue. Moving up a little bit, we have Daily Bonus, 1/27, January 27th, through January 31st. If you notice, that's 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 5 days. And if we look on that crate, it says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. But it says Daily Bonus. And then if we look, we have the saw blade on the side. So if I had to take a wild guess at this, this would be sort of like a daily bonus, sort of like the daily shop rewards in multiplayer. You log in and you can get one of these bonuses. Now, if I had to guess, well, we only have the picture to work off of, so I would guess you're getting stuff like the saw blade. You're not getting stuff like a buff that gives you greater chances at getting the gas tank. You're not getting the ATV transmission. You're not getting new content. This is a daily bonus. You log in, you get the weapon, and you call it a day. Up above that, we have something called the Collector. Now, this event also lasts for 5 days. That background other part of the image sort of makes me think, right? We have, what do those look like to you? Those look like maps, or better yet, they look like pamphlets, or billboards, or something like that. Now, where has Last Day on Earth had that before and titled Collector? That doesn't necessarily make sense. Last Day on Earth doesn't look at people who collect, say, skins in Last Day on Earth, right? I collect a lot of skins in Last Day on Earth. It's probably one of the main reasons why I still play Seasons. But Last Day on Earth doesn't necessarily consider me a collector, at least in-game. In their posts addressed to the community, they might speak to these kinds of players as collectors, but they've never officially addressed them in-game. So collector must refer to something else. Now, we can see that there are multiple different types of these pamphlets, right? There's that one, which is yellow. It's clearly a different one to this, which is green. And then you can see some, like, blue and red from that middle one. So maybe we're collecting pamphlets, but it doesn't make sense to collect pamphlets and just you collect pamphlets for the sake of collecting pamphlets. Use the LDW realism filter. Has Last Day on Earth ever had you collect pamphlets for the sake of collecting pamphlets? The closest we've had is the maps which give you Genesis experience. I think that point still stands as is. These maps give you Genesis experiments. You're not collecting the maps for the sake of collecting the maps. There's probably going to be some AI or some place where you can turn these maps in to get something out of it, because that makes sense with the Last Day on Earth realism filter, stuff that has happened in Last Day on Earth before that we can correlate to this event. However, Last Day on Earth, in their teasers, Last Day on Earth for Season 19 has given zero inclination of a collector AI. Sure, it is possible, but realistically, I think if they were to release an entirely new zone, that would have been shared at least a little bit. So odds are the collector, if I had to guess, would be like a tab in the season pass, or just a tab that you click into to get to. It doesn't make sense to have an AI physically in a zone, because then Last Day on Earth would have to go through the process of creating the zone. We would see some teasers of the zone. Now, I know all of the people in the comments are going to tell me it's Camp Crystal Lake, and again, we haven't seen updated models for Camp Crystal Lake. Sure, we can reasonably infer that in the time since we last saw the teaser of Camp Crystal Lake, that LDUE has been working on it, but we have zero confirmation. For all we know, Last Day on Earth could have just decided, well, we decided to scrap this last minute and not do it, because we didn't see it in Season 19. Maybe it's a Season 20 thing, maybe it's a multiplayer thing, but it doesn't seem like it. Sorry, multiplayer people, don't get your hopes up. It's been a year. Last Day on Earth has already started putting some stuff related to Season 20 even into the game, and I've yet to find these in Season 19, so I think this is actually Season 20, not just a mistake on Last Day on Earth's end. You can take a look at some of the screenshots up on the screen. It's kind of interesting. I don't know. Season 20 speculation already. I'm probably going to do a full video on what exactly I think is coming in Season 20. The closer we get to actual teasers. I mean, we can see these skins in the game, but they're like blacked out stuff. And, I mean, maybe the model's there, but it's just the silhouette right now. For all I know, the model might not be there. There's one more thing I did want to point out. On another support page, they say, please note the season itself is not limited to this event and will last much longer, namely 28 days. Well, it lasted 24 or 25 or something like that, but that was because of the update delay. During the same time, good old season rewards will be available in the premium menu. You can see the start dates of future events on the very same calendar tab. More info here. And then it just links back to the image I was talking about earlier. You can meet new and forgotten characters and all of that from the Hidden Garden, all of the stuff I've been making videos about. But I find it interesting that LDUE themselves confirm that there is more to the season than we actually thought. Subscribe here, people, because I always do the best breakdowns. Did any other LDUE YouTuber call that? Yeah, that's what I thought. Alright, subscribe, you better. Go follow my TikTok. Z out.